Ready?
Yeah.
And hello, we are back.
We're back. We're starting.
Welcome back to the High Button Podcast.
Which episode is it?
We are on episode number 25, I believe. That's two more than 23.
You're going with the full zip, right?
Should I go zip down? Or zip all the way down? Or halfway? Because we're videotaping these things now, so it's...
You just do you.
I'll go halfway.
The half zip. See, I feel
It's
like that.
safe.
No, that means that you never made your mind up.
Okay, fine. I'll go full unzip.
Yeah, I respect that more.
Okay, so we are on episode 25. The date is March the 30th. It's a Thursday. Thursday definitely has a feel. The year is 2017. They call me Justin Belanger, the gentleman to my right. I'll let you introduce yourself.
No. Remember we spoke about this last episode.
Tommy Guns Jr. is to my
Yellow.
right. It's been a good couple of days. I've been happy. The weather, the sun came out. Sun affects my mood, unfortunately.
What's slang for a hangover? Like I'm really
Sloshed.
I'm really dragging the 4-wheeler today. Like, you know.
That's a good one. I don't know.
I feel like you can just make those up. Like, oh,
I really don't feel like there is a slang for a
I'm
hangover.
busting the old water hose today. I'll tell you what.
Busting the old what?
Water hose.
I have no idea.
I don't know. You know what?
That's a good one though.
I got both taps turning today.
No, it's just hungover because when you're hungover, no one's creative enough to think of another term for being hungover.
Yeah, but
it's just straight up hungover. No one's putting their generators on, going, yeah, I'm kind of hungover right
Generators. A lot of people over exaggerate the hangover.
now. People do over exaggerate the hangover. I'm one of them. You know what? When I go to work and I'm hungover, I'm extremely talkative. I talk to everyone because I'm still kind of
that's
feeling it, I guess you could say.
That's one type of hangover.
What's the other type of
Today's
hangover?
was just... I think a lot of it had to do with how late you stay up.
Okay,
Like, I was hungover and exhausted.
Okay, well, if you're hungover and get a good night of sleep, then that's a fun wake up. I still think they're both terrible wake ups. Honestly, I think it's a better wake up if you fall asleep at 6 o'clock. Actually, no, it's not. Because if you go to bed at 6 o'clock and have to wake up at 8 o'clock to go to work and you only get 2 hours of sleep, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, have to wake up at 8 o'clock, you get a full night's sleep, totally different ball game.
Looking forward to a full night's sleep.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
That's good. All right, so what do we got on the old docket here?
We went to was it a Lebanese establishment?
A Lebanese institution. Or no, establishment, yeah.
It's not an institution.
What's an institution? It's like a YMCA.
I can't handle that question right now.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, and on the way back, we saw a new building. What was it called?
It was called the John?
No.
The Smith?
It was a name. And we
Don? Nold?
The Ronald.
The Ronald?
I don't fucking know. But we realized that a lot of these new buildings going up, they have names.
They do have names. There's a lot of named buildings.
Like, they're going to run out of names because you can't.
I've always felt that way about hurricanes, too. Well, they're eventually going to run out of hurricanes. They'll get to Z, and then they have to go. What happens? They go all the way back to A?
Yeah. There's been more than 24 hurricanes.
Is that how many letters are in the alphabet? 24? Yeah, so I guess...
Pretty sure. There's a 52. No, there's 52 cards. There's 52 cards in a deck.
There's 27, 8, 28, 29,
26,
27,
36,
35, 36.
Sarah, your hand gestures are terrible.
36, Sarah? Is it 36? 26. Okay, 26.
We said 26.
Yeah,
but I don't count Q.
I don't count R or S.
And I don't count the dot on the top of J.
But the names of these buildings, I feel like there's, like I said earlier this year, I said there's an Alex in every...
Don't talk so loud.
There's an Alex in every city. There's what was another one? There's an Ardmore in every city.
What happened to good old fashioned addresses?
Give me a classic address.
650 West Boulevard.
No, see, Boulevard isn't classic. There's a boulevard in every city.
That's what makes it classic.
I think a classic is kind of...
You have serious problems with the word classic. This goes back to Meet the Parents.
The Michael Jordan Air Force One is a classic shoe.
Michael Jordan Air Force One?
I mean, the Michael Jordan... What's the first one that came out? The ones you have
Air Jordan 1.
The Air Jordan 1. But also the Air Force One. Those are classic shoes too.
They are.
No, I think like a classic street name is 26 Summer Lane. That's a classic street name. Lane. What's your favorite out of all of them? Lane, Avenue, Street, Drive,
Court.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, it's still Boulevard.
Boulevard?
Boulevard's too cool. I am Queens Boulevard. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go that I'm...
Do we look at the camera? Should I be looking?
No, don't look at the camera. Hey, you can look at the camera if you want.
I guess if I'm talking...
I think you're supposed to forget that it's there.
If I'm talking to you...
But we're also talking
we're
to them.
facing the camera.
It's a very weird podcast setup.
I'll look in the middle. I'll look at the cupboard.
So you're going to look at them?
The cupboard.
The cupboard. Oh. I don't know where. I'm going to look at the laptop. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at the mic. I'm going to look at the coffee cup. I'm going to look at a bunch of stuff. I got it.
You couldn't give us matching tea?
Sorry. So yeah, the whole thing with the naming of
gave
these...
Sarah a third teacup? Get a grip.
If you guys
I'm letting you have it tonight.
If you haven't noticed, Tommy's a little grumpy today. Long night, early morning.
Yeah.
And now he's back at work doing the podcast.
But hey, long hours.
Do people care about your opinion?
What is it? I'm burning the wick at both ends. Is that what it's called?
I'm not gonna reply to that. I don't know what you're talking about. It's called you're hungover.
No, remember you thought that just working.
What?
I remember once we were at work and like you said that.
What did I say?
You said burning. What is it?
Burning the midnight oil? What?
Burning the wick at both ends, and someone's like, "Oh, did you go out last night?" You're like, "No." You thought that it just meant working.
I don't remember.
If you're at work, you're burning it at both ends.
I don't remember saying anything along those lines.
Yeah, it was a funny day.
But yeah, the name, building names. Back to building names. I love building names. If you had to live in a building name, what would you want the building name to be called?
The Boulevard.
The Rudolph.
I don't like the name.
The Cooper.
I don't like the Coopers. You said Cooper twice today, and I've been equally as impressed. Equally as impressed
each time. The Smith.
The Smythe.
The Smythe. The Hoover. The Ronald. The Dylan. The Dylan.
There was a Dylan in Halifax.
The Dylan?
Yeah.
The Alexander is the biggest one. The Alex. The Alex Theater. What do we got next?
We have a fan question.
We have a fan question.
From Tanner Manson from Halifax. Let's give a round of applause for Tanner.
Sarah, clap. Attaboy, Tanner.
Tanner's question is...
Tanner's question is...
When it comes to ketchup, are you a drizzler or a dipper?
I'm a dipper. The reason why is like I like to control my portion of ketchup on a fry or on anything. Yeah. With the drizzler, you're not able to control your portion of what you drizzle on. Now, when I say drizzle, I think that a lot of people automatically assume a French fry. And the ketchup game, as a couple videos ago I showed, it's meant for a lot of different things other than just French fries. You can put it on a shepherd's pie. You can put it on an actual potato. You can put it on a lot of things other than a French fry. A potato is not a French fry. It's a potato. It's a whole potato.
You just...
Shepherd's pie. I named a bunch of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, so you're a dipper?
I'm a dipper. I'm a dipper with fries.
A dipper with fries. Now, I like to read the situation.
Give me the situation. Give me a hypothetical.
No, I'm still talking about ketchup.
Oh, okay. Dumb it.
Okay. So, what was that? What was that? Will Ferrell at in semi-pro when he's in the car. Merger.
America.
Jackie Moon. America. No, if I'm making fries at home, I'll make a thing of fries, a little bowl. Mm-hmm. And then I'll have ketchup. And I'll make a couple dips.
Yeah, you are a big dip guy.
Yeah, a big dipman.
So when it comes to the whole dip game, do you like to mix and match? Do you like to put ketchup in the same bowl of sriracha? Do you like to put ranch and mustard? Do you like to put...
No, I don't. I'll mix sriracha with ketchup, but that's about it.
How do you feel about barbecue sauce?
Never been a big fan.
Do you like to spread it on steaks?
I don't eat steak.
Oh yeah, well back in the day when you ate meat.
Yeah.
A lot of people like a barbecue. When I dip fries, I like to dip, and when I make my own sauces, which honestly, I'm not going to lie, it's a rare occasion when I have stuff in the fridge to make a special dip. But I like mayonnaise and barbecue sauce. You mix those two together, the mayonnaise almost cuts away the boldness of the barbecue sauce, but still brings that smoky flavor to the top. Well, it goes really good with a nice fry.
Yeah, I guess it'd be like if you were having a barbecue and you put some mayonnaise on your burger.
Are you a mayonnaise on your burger kind of guy?
Depends.
Well, back in the day. What about ranch? Ranch is really good on burgers. Ranch is good with a lot of things.
Ranch is fucking hot. Ranch is shit.
If you had one condiment for the rest of your life, what would it be?
What am I eating it with?
No, that's not the question. If you had one condiment for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ranch. Is that a condiment or a dressing?
That's a condiment.
It's a dressing that's used as a condiment. And I'll tell you why ranch. It's almost as versatile as ketchup. It's not as versatile, but it's almost. Mm-hmm. And
you can use it on a lot of things.
A big issue with ranch, though, is there's some stuff that you just can't.
What do you mean?
Like there's some stuff you just can't put ranch on.
But what can't you put ranch on? I think there's more things that you can't put ketchup on than there is ranch.
Yeah, ketchup just isn't that good. Like it's...
Ketchup? Well, ranch is a more family-friendly condiment. Ketchup is more...
I was going to say ketchup is family-friendly.
Really? Maybe, yeah. But at the same time, you see a lot of ketchup bottles at bars. You can't bring kids to bars. Things like that. Ketchup hangs out in places where kids aren't allowed. Excuse me.
Aren't allowed. But they keep the ranch is so dangerous, they keep it out back. It doesn't even make the table.
That's another great point.
Go down.
Ranch is in every single establishment across North America, even Mexico. And then again, it's not out on the table like ketchup is. Do you think we'll ever see the day where we see more than just mustard and ketchup on the table at diners? Or do you think that we're stuck in the generation where it's only going to be ketchup, mustard for the rest of our
a diner's a diner.
days?
And the diners have had the same thing on the table forever. They'll put hot sauce out sometimes.
On the table?
Yeah. You ever been to Smitty's?
Oh, yeah, I guess they do there. If there's one other condiment that you think deserves, maybe a tryout for this table next to the ketchup and mustard, what do you think that condiment is? Do you think ranch deserves it? Do you think sriracha?
Ranch has to be kept at a cold temperature. That's why it's not on the table.
I never thought of that. That's why we're a great team. So what do you think is the next step for condiments in diners?
I know what you're reaching for.
I'm not going to say it. If you don't think it is,
I'm not going to say it either.
Okay, well then say what you think it is. What do you think is the third up next, the next condiment that's hot up and coming?
You know what, Justin, as much as I hate to admit it, you're right. It's sriracha.
Yeah, baby. Woo! Sriracha's great, people. Anyone that's listening, I hate to be one of those fanboys that loves the sriracha because I know a lot of people fucking love that sauce. And trust me, I hate that I love it, but it is so good. If it's too spicy, mix it with some mayonnaise, then you got sriracha mayo. If it's not hot enough, put more of it on whatever the hell you're eating. It's just there's garlic in there. Mix it with some eggs.
There's garlic in there?
There's garlic in the sriracha. There's garlic in there. It's just great. Sarah? It says it right on the bottle. Yeah, it says it right on the bottle.
Written in...
No, what's that? There is garlic. Hold up. Jesus, maybe there's.
Justin.
I thought there was garlic. Wait. Here it is. Garlic. Right there. There is garlic in that. And as a lot of people know, garlic is good for you. So anyone out there, keep.
You know the first part you tried to point out
was the.
It said you can eat this with, and you were trying to point out garlic.
Oh, sorry. I don't read the fine print.
You don't read the first 3 words of.
No. Anyways, yeah.
The green top is what makes sriracha.
We'll keep it up there for the rest of the episode. So what else do we have next on the top? What else do we have next on the docket here?
I don't know, man. We got sweeping pans.
Well, sweeping pans, that's another thing that almost presses it. It's almost like a press my buttons version of yours for mine. Because I have to do a lot of sweeping around here.
What was that?
Like, how you have your segment, what presses your buttons? Pushes your buttons. Well, this is kind of something that pushes my buttons. Is that when you get, you work your ass off, you sweep the whole apartment, and you get all this dust in a pile, and you're just all excited to sweep it up in the pan. After all your hard work, you get all the dust on the floor. It's a big deal. And then
we all know where this is going.
The pan.
And we all feel the same way.
The pan doesn't do its job. You try to take A, the dust, into B, the pan, and you do it, and there's always that line. There's always that line. The line of dust that does not end up in the pan.
It's like you're loading a video.
It's the year
that gets stuck on 99% every time.
It's yes, very well put. And now I know the solution to this. Everyone's just going to say, "Well, Justin, just buy a vacuum, suck it up." But I don't want to. I don't want to go into the closet, take out a vacuum, unroll the cord, plug it in, turn it on. It makes that loud sound. These vacuums. I don't want to make the sound. No. But then that's just the whole hassle.
Plus, there's something. Like I'm not a vacuumer, but I'll sweep.
Oh, I don't mind it. A sweeping is a satisfying feeling when you're all done. Knowing that you swept your floor, you got a big pile of dirt in the middle of it, and you're able to sweep it into a pan and chuck it outside or chuck it in the garbage, whatever you feel to do with it. That's another thing. Once you actually do eventually get it into the pan, I don't like to chuck it in the garbage. I like to chuck it outside. Because if it goes into the garbage, it could eventually go back into the air, into the atmosphere, or into the atmosphere, I guess, of your apartment. You breathe it.
Yeah, you might as well just throw it outside.
You might as well just throw it outside.
Where other people live.
That's my beef, I guess, with the pan. And yeah, exactly. It's the year 2017. I feel like they should have a pan that, one sweep, you're done.
It's one of those things, though, like the pan. Like, what can you do to a pan to make it?
What you do is, the very edge, you turn that into a mini vacuum. And it kind of sucks up into a bag or something. I don't know. So I'm not really experiencing the whole pan game, but if I were to do a little bit of research, I think that would be the solution. So that was a great topic about the Pam situation.
Fan or no fan?
What's next? Fan or no fan?
Horoscopes.
I'm not a fan of these horoscopes.
They suck.
How many horoscopes are there? 12? With Scorpion, Cancer, fish. Whatever they're called. What's a horoscope? It's when it tells you your future. It tells you how you're feeling.
You will have trouble with your boss today. It's like, don't tell me that shit.
But if you read all of them, I've done it before. I've read every single one of them, and they all relate to you. Yeah. They all go every single one. There's such a wide,
so broad.
Yeah, it's like obviously that could happen to me. Yeah. Today you are gonna feel sad. It's like, yeah, of course, everyone feels sad at a point in their day,
especially if they're told they're going to.
Yeah, and another one's gonna be like, you will feel hungry today when you get home. Like, they just don't make sense. It's like they express feelings that are gonna happen to you no matter what, whether you read it or not. So no, I'm not a fan of that gibberish. No, I know a lot of people are fans of this thing called the horoscope. Feel free to tweet at us if you have another analogy and you want to spit it at us and maybe drop some knowledge on us. I'm open to listen to it. But as of March 30th, 2017, I'm not a fan.
What are they called, the signs? What are they called, Sarah?
Your astrological signs.
Is that what it's called? Astrological sign?
What's an astrological
like
sign?
Pisces is.
Yeah.
A what?
It's your.
I'll just talk about this one. We just talked about them for like. That's what
We just talked about horoscopes.
Yeah, but the sign. It's alright, buddy. It's okay.
Am I the only one that's crazy in this world?
I don't believe in that whole shit. It's like if you're born at a certain time of year, and you see descriptions of how your personality is. It's like, yeah, but
I don't like other
Like-
people telling me
like-
how my personality is. I don't like a newspaper.
our personalities are so much broader. Like we can like tend to sometimes be a certain way, and I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too deep. I'm tired.
All right, what's the next one? What's our next?
You said something about honking the horn is overrated. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I've lived in a smaller city my whole life, and now that I'm in a bigger city here in Vancouver, I hear a lot of honks.
And sirens.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Back to the honk.
We'll get back,
Back
to
to
the
the
honks
honk.
here. For the amount of honks that I hear, I haven't seen one car accident. Now, maybe there's no accidents is because of these honks, but I was always under the impression that honks came from almost getting in an accident. People are using the honk too lightly. You know, if someone cuts you off, you know, a little bit, so what? Just say fuck you. Don't give them a honk. A honk, it scares everyone around them.
If you get in an accident, you don't need to honk. You're not honking.
Well, if you get in an accident, it's over. I got in an accident. You don't honk after the accident. You honk before the accident.
But
that's what
your first thought when you're flying towards a car is.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the honk actually for out here?
If you're horny.
All right, so I'm trying to be serious here, and you're going off and trying to be funny.
I don't know. The honk sucks. Get rid of the fucking car horn. It's overrated. At least make it something entertaining.
If I'm having a good
Give me
conversation,
like a clown sound, like with the nose.
could you, like, if we were having a good conversation on the sidewalk and I heard a honk, unfortunately I'd have to stop that conversation and look at the honk and then continue back in the conversation, even if I remembered what we were talking about. But yeah, these honks, you know, stop it, please. It's ridiculous. You honk way too much, Vancouver. And if you are gonna honk as much, get in a car accident every once in a while. Give me a little something to see.
I don't know where you get that idea from. That honks are like if people honk, and especially in big cities, because everyone's so fucking cranky. Actually, people aren't that cranky in Vancouver, but
People in cars are.
yeah, drivers are terrible here. By the way,
They are terrible.
Fucking awful.
There's a lot of blind spots coming out in intersections. Like, the cars are allowed to park too close to where people cross.
like
Remember,
every time you cross the street, you gotta be very aware.
you got to be very aware. There's too many tight, like, windy corners that you have to be careful when you cross, because the car won't see you until last second. I know, it's terrible. Yeah. What presses your buttons?
I'm not done with the honk.
Tell me about your honk experience.
People honk when they're angry, and it's like, fuck off. You ever go to New York?
No, have you? Oh yeah, you've been
You
there.
can't. You don't go 5 seconds without hearing a honk.
See, I don't know how people can, and then that's the city that never sleeps. So there's people.
Why I know how are you supposed to sleep with all that honking.
So that's the problem with New York. Too many honkers. A lot of cab drivers in New York.
I mean, the city hasn't slept in how long? I mean, you'd get rid of car horns.
That's another.
Very well-deserved shut-eye.
That goes back to our the last podcast. That cities that have things named after them, like the Windy City. Well, New York is the city that never sleeps. The Big Apple. That's two.
No, you made that mistake last time. You're confusing them being known for something with a nickname.
Yeah, but usually the nickname is like
The Big Apple? What the fuck does that mean?
they got big apples.
Large orchards. You know what pushes my buttons?
What does push your buttons, Tommy?
Not just at my work, but at any place of business. A lingering customer. I understand you want to make sure that everything you went there to do gets done. But there are people behind you. People will stand there and sit there holding everybody up. They don't need your assistance anymore. And they'll either talk while there's people who have important shit to get done. And you can't help them because they're lingering. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Well, I think this really just comes back to lines in general. Would you have that problem if there was nothing, if there was no one behind that person?
No, I'd love if there's no one behind you. Stay as long as you'd like.
So that really just comes back to peripheral vision. You have to know who's around you, who's in front of you.
Keep your head on a swivel.
You have to keep your head on a swivel in situations like this, especially when you are in a situation where you're in a line. You have to know everything that you're doing when you're in a line.
Yeah.
There's people behind.
The lineup is...
That's just plain rude.
A lot of people let their guard down in the lineup.
You know what I'm really big in lineups or just crowded situations is pickpocketing. I was pickpocketed once in Europe, and ever since then I've always made sure my zippers are closed. I'll make my wallets in the front pocket. It's always been like kind of a...
It's funny. I've never paid attention to that except for in New York. I was like, everywhere I went, my hand was like on my wallet.
Yeah, really big about it. But yeah, that's a great thing to be pissed off about. People that don't know what they're doing in lines, lingerers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm more upset about the line thing than the lingering. I don't mind people lingering. That's fine.
Are they making conversation?
There's a lot of people that make conversation where it doesn't need to be, especially in a line. If I'm helping you, I can help you, no problem. But you got to make sure that there isn't 20 people behind you, and you're trying to count.
It's common courtesy because then it looks like I'm taking a long time. It shows. It looks bad on me.
Yeah. Anyways.
Is it time for an inspirational quote?
It is time for the inspirational quote.
Let's see what I got here.
What do we have here for Tommy's inspirational
Luckily,
quote?
I screenshotted about 10 of them a couple weeks ago, so we're good. Not that far back. Oh, this one was ridiculous. By Chai Diddy 26.
Chai Diddy.
Mental slavery is the worst form of slavery. It gives you the illusion of freedom, makes you trust, love, and defend your oppressor while making an enemy of those who are trying to free you or open your eyes. Yeah, mental slavery is worse than, let's say, the real slavery.
I gave up
people
listening to
slaves.
that halfay. That was just ridiculous.
After the first line. Mental slavery is the worst form of slavery. Except for... You're forgetting the big form of slavery, which was the original slavery.
There's a lot of people out there that are just not in touch with a lot of things. And
the background is African people. This is insane. Who is this guy? Chididdy 26. Let this guy know he's tripping.
What's his name? Chai Diddy?
Chai Diddy 26.
Chai Diddy. Keep making quotes like that, man. That makes great entertainment for the show. Unless you have anything else to say, I think we're going to sign off here.
We're going to cut short?
Cut it short.
You know what? We got to hit 30 minutes. So let's...
But I feel like we're going to force it if we try to hit 30 minutes. That's 2 minutes? 2 minutes of creativity. Less than 2 minutes now of creativity.
The more you talk.
We got a new sign here for the high button. If you can see it on the video that you're actually watching. It says the... and then in the middle, high button. And then the two arrows, they point to the high button right in the middle. I thought that was kind of clever. So we got it printed out, $10 at Staples. We put it up on the wall. I guess I bought sticky tack too, so that came to $2. And so the whole thing came to $12. I think it was a great addition to...
Is that the best coat? Like, you know what I mean?
There was only one option of paper.
No, I mean like it probably looks fine on the camera, but like, that's blurry.
Oh yeah, up close, yeah, because a little bit blurry, but back from the camera, it looks great. The quality of it's really good. It's like a good paper, good print. Just make sure.
That is a good paper.
Yeah, it's a nice paper. I was a little worried about the glossy effect, but we figured it out on the camera.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What do we have? We 29's fine.
All right. So everyone, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Make sure to give us a 5-star rating or 1 star. Don't worry about it. Make sure to leave a review. All that good stuff.
And just remember, it's not the top button.
It's the high button.
Is that good, Sarah?
Yeah. I hated the ending though. I hated